Five surprises. Now these have all been pleasant surprises. They haven't been like, whoa, what in the world? Like these have been pleasant surprises. Let me go with the Cardinals defense. The Cardinals defense has been incredible. I don't know if you remember, but remember Chandler Jones requested a trade. Like he did not want to be there anymore. I understand that you bring in J.J. Watt. Chandler Jones didn't like I guess the role that he would be playing for this team. And you look up today, and he's one of the best. He's in conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. Isaiah Simmons has been really good. Like Buda Baker has been great. The biggest problem that the Cardinals faced last year was their offense was explosive. Their offense was great. It just their defense could not catch up with their offense. Their defense so many times had put them in shootouts because they couldn't stop anybody. That has not been the case this year. This year they've been incredible. The defense has been 10 times better than I thought it was, especially seeing, yes, you brought in a whole bunch of people, but one of your best defender pretty much in Chandler Jones won it out, and now he's over here playing the best defense of his life. So I think the Cardinals defense has been a pleasant surprise. Another defense that's been a great surprise to me has been the Cowboys defense. And I guess that's number 2. The Cowboys defense has been incredible. Now I understand that is only up from where they were last year. Last year they were historically one of the worst defenses ever. So of course you can't be as bad, but they've been a whole hell of a lot better than I thought. Even with Lawrence being out. Even with Dexter Lawrence being out. Jalen Smith looks great. Michael Parsons looked great. Trayvon Diggs looks great. Like this Vander Esch looks great. This defense is, at least this point in the season, is looks like an elite defense. And that is crazy for me to say, especially what I remember them looking like last year. Now, no, I don't think that they've caught up to their offense because their offense is still explosive, but their defense has been a lot better than I thought it was. So that's another surprise. Derek Carr and the Raiders. We talked about them. I've doubted them every single game. And I knew that Derek Carr had talent. I think a lot of people kind of over criticize Derek Carr, not really looking at the situation that's around him. I mean, John Gruden did not want this man. John Gruden tried to get this man out of here so many times. And outside of Darren Waller, he didn't really have that much talent. And we talked, and ad nauseum, I was quick to just destroy them this offseason because of the moves that they made. Getting rid of their 2 best offensive linemen, then bringing on Kenyon Drake, looking like you want to really double down the running game after you give up your 2 best offensive linemen, then to go to the draft and get Alex Leatherwood, who was a huge reach, and the Raiders have a tendency to have huge reaches. Alex Leatherwood, who is not even close to being as good as their 2 linemen that they let go for pretty much nothing. I just had a lot of questions and a lot of concerns about the Raiders going into this, because of the offseason. But looking at it today, they haven't lost yet. Derek Carr has looked really good. At least right now, he's in the MVP conversation. Darren Waller looks like Darren Waller. Edwards looks great. Like there's this team again. I've doubted this team for the longest, and their defense, which was a huge negative last year, has looked great. So I thought they would be bad. I will admit that I thought they would be bad, and they've been a lot better than I thought. Sam Darnold and the Panthers. A lot of people now again. I understand that their record is a product of who they played. But Sam Darnold, you cannot say Sam Darnold has not looked better with better pieces around him. I know it's such a shocker. Why does Sam Darnold look as bad with the Jets? Because it's the Jets. Look at Zach Wilson. Now I'm not saying Zach Wilson's on the same level as Sam Darnold, but look how bad Zach Wilson looks. Like, come on, it's the Jets. And I told people that Sam Darnold was going to look better. Now, I didn't think they were going to be 3-0, and I didn't think that their defense, the Panthers' defense, was going to look as good as it's looked. But again, I'm going to say that's been a pleasant surprise because I thought that was going to happen, and I'm glad that it is happening. I was a little fearful. I'm like, all right. I mean, a lot of it is because I was like, let's see how much it is because of the people around him. And it turns out it was a lot. So I've been pleasantly surprised with that. And number 5 with my surprise list is the Peyton Manning and Eli Manning cast that's be on ESPN2. Now, I haven't talked about it all season, and they are about to go on a 3-week break. But it has been extremely riveting, extremely good. Watching some of the interviews that they bring on, watching how they commentate the game, how they see the game, watching the banter between Eli Manning and Peyton Manning, it is gold, man. Now, I will say that it is a tad bit distracting, and I think that they're going to get the kinks out, especially with this 3-week break. They're going to figure everything out. It is kind of distracting watching them compared to watching the game because there's a lot of times they bring on people that ain't really bringing no type of insight to the game. They brought on Pat McAfee. Shouts out to him. He was really good. He tried his best to keep with the game and talk to the Mannings. They brought on Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was really good. He was actually like commentating the game. They bring on other people that you can tell ain't really. I mean, they brought on Nick Saban, who you knew he wasn't watching the game. They brought on Gronk, and that's where we got the huge reveal that Gronk don't watch film. They brought on LeBron James. Not saying it was bad, but they brought on LeBron James, who was talking about, Pete Carroll and the Cowboys in 2011 was trying to give him a contract. I'm like, bro, what? I'm not. It's a pleasant surprise because it's great. It's great TV. It allows you to get another perspective of how a player or players as great as Peyton Manning and Eli Manning was, how they see the game. And of course, they're probably one of the funnier people that's ever played. So seeing them communicate with each other and talk about, what they see on the game is fun. I do think that it does need some improvement, but I will be surprised. 'Cause I'm like, bro, this just another, you hear, it can either go one of two ways. It can go the Tony Romo way. Tony Romo lands at CBS and now he's like a superstar. He's a really good commentator. Or it could go the what's that name? What's the dude's name? I just had it. The tight end from the Cowboys, Whitman. Witten. That was horrible. That was horrible. So it could either go one or two ways, and the Peyton Manning and Eli Manning cast has been incredible, and that has been a surprise to me because I didn't think that I would. I mean, I would go into it watching football. Like I want to see the football game, but I didn't think that. Now I watched it the first week, didn't watch it the second week, and I felt like I was missing out on so much. You know what I mean? I kind of felt like my experience watching the game without watching the regular one. And shouts out to the Monday Night Football crew. Shouts out to them. That's Levy and Reese and all them. There's nothing against them, but it just felt like I was missing out when I wasn't watching the Peyton Manning cast. So